Hello everyone, I'm Braun Mithra. Welcome to part 1 of the 2-part gameplay video series on Massive Darkness 2. This is actually the second video in a larger 3-part series of videos on Massive Darkness 2. Now, I'm recording this after I've played, so this intro for this video, to divide it up into 3, was made while I was editing. So, Massive Darkness 2 is a pretty long game, but when I reached a natural break, I decided, while editing it, you know what, I'm going to stop here, because I could tell it was getting a little bit long, and I'm going to edit up this part, and then re-record the video intro. And then, when I did the next part, I was like, well, you know what, I'm going to re-record the intro to all of this. So there's actually a third part of this series. So the first part has no gameplay involved. If you don't care about my opinions or the review or whatever on Massive Darkness, you don't need to watch the first part. Then there'll be the part after this, which is the conclusion of the gameplay and going into my overall thoughts of the whole campaign session, the campaign rules and everything. So this part of the video, I do a lot of explaining, right? So you could call this first video a learn to play the campaign rules of Massive Darkness 2. I don't use just the base game. That's if you want to know what board I'm using, watch the first video. And then to see the campaign and everything else, you watch the third part of this video. Third part of the series. Mainly, this video will start it off, and I do a lot of teaching you how to play, and I go over all the rules. So that's why this video is mostly longer. And that's how the game that's how the gameplay session expanded and got broken up into 2 videos. So, with that said, let's begin our trek into Massive Darkness 2 and all the rules as I explain them in this first half, and then I'll see you in the final third part of this series. Massive Darkness, all set up. Massive Darkness 2, I should say. More specific, all set up. So, takes up quite a bit of space. It's quite the table hog. Let's look over what the rules are here for this specific quest, or campaign quest 1, I guess. So, we're looking to find the artifacts and collect 2 artifact tokens. So, according to setup, there are 2 of these layer tokens. This is one of them, and then one of them is randomly here. I don't know where it is, but these are flipped over, so you don't know what they are. So you can randomize them, and then in there's 2 of them are artifacts. So when you gain the artifacts, a hero collects an artifact token. They will keep it in their inventory, and it may be traded as an item during the campaign phase. We'll discuss the town phase and all that stuff. So, next we have Destroy the Evil Nest. Reach the library token, which is right here. With the heroes holding the 2 artifact tokens. End the round there with no enemies inside the chamber. So that's the second objective after we get the 2 artifacts. Then that will end it. So, let's explain the other things here. We have the darkness track down here. So these are randomly selected for campaign mode from the bag here. So the way this works is there's a token bag here that you pull out all kinds of tokens in, and for the campaign mode you have 10 common. So that'd be the common treasures, 1 rare treasure token, and 1 epic treasure token. Or no epic treasures, so it's just 10 and 1. And then once you set up the bag, then you pull these out. So as you can see, we did that here, and I happen to draw 2 common and 1 rare. So you can tell because the rare is a blue token. So that goes here. And then these are the common ones, the 2 little copper coins. So when the darkness track reaches this, then we put those back into the bag. So right now, our bag is just all common items. So with that said, This is a regular chest. This is the special chest or greater chest. When you gain those for this specific thing, you just gain, what is it, 1 token? Yeah, 1 treasure chest token instead of gaining the regular token values. These are monster spawns. So when you open up a door, so you flip this, opens a door, this would spawn a monster there. Open, same thing here, there's no monsters here. Well, unless the door card says differently, but these are chests, or these are just regular treasures, 1 draw. This is, again, monster spawn. There's traps here. We'll go over all this other stuff when we get to it. So, let's get into the introduction. So the introduction for this campaign, there's a deck of campaign cards. So you draw cards 1, which we'll do now. So this is how you look at it. Campaign cards. The prologue, card 1. You draw it, flip it over, which is Ring of Braveness. Spend, well, okay, we'll talk about all these things. So I guess we get this, the Ring of Braveness. I'm just going to put this here for now, because we haven't even decided what we're getting for starting our item yet. Draw cards 2, which is Troll Ring. So you see card 2, Troll Ring. Again, talk about this when I go to equip them. Just put it over there for now. And 3. Choose 1 of the 3 rings. So here's the next ring, Ring of Shadow. Okay. Then choose 1 of the 3 rings and give that ring to 1 of the heroes as an initial starting item. Remove the other rings from the game. So, put the campaign cards back. Now we'll select our starting items for the game. So each hero gets to choose 1 of the starting items. So how this works is, so here's the starting items. You have an Ash Wand, which is 1 attack, and then for 1 mana you can gain another attack. Or just a sword. So this is Dagger. While you're attacking, it's 1 mana, and then the defender loses 1 shield. Wooden Staff, attack, you gain a mana for attacking. Short Bow is 2-handed, and the dice here at the bottom. So this is 1 ranged. So this is a ranged. See, all these other ones did not have range. This was a magic, and these are magic and regular. They add 1 yellow dice. So I'll talk about those. So here's where, again, now you have the orange dice. They're just the distribution of these dice. So here's yellow and orange. Orange has a 3 damage, whereas the yellows have a chance of gaining mana, but cannot do, like, 3 damage. So orange is a much higher damage output. So then we have Rusty Sword, which is, again, during your attack you get 1 reroll. Again, a yellow. This is attack and you can heal 1. And then this is another, cannot perform beyond range 2, so this is just a reach weapon for a spear. Again, all yellow. So we get to choose 1 of these. It's likely that we will choose the Dagger for the -1 defense for the rogue here. So then you get to put it in your hand. There we go. Or you get, and we'll get the, where was the, I guess the crude axe probably, just to up the damage output. Or actually probably should just get some sort of ranged weapon just in case. So whatever. We'll just take the ranged weapon with the Paladin just so we have it. So as I said, we're playing a Paladin and a Rogue. Then everybody gets 1 of these, which is the armor. Everybody starts with it. This just adds 1 blue. I'll talk about how all the attacking works. So both players get that. Then you get to choose between a mana potion or a health potion. We're just going to take 2 health potions. Alright, well, each player gets to choose between a mana and a health potion. So in our case, we're just going to take This doesn't go on the grid. So that and that. All right. Now, so those are our starting weapons. We've got that all figured out. So our hand will go down here. Now, along with this, I'll explain. So we're playing a Paladin. So first, so here's the minis. I've used painted minis here. These don't come with the game. These are just painted minis that I've used for D&D and stuff like that. I just want them painted because I haven't painted anything else in this game. So everything else will be gray. At least now you'll be able to see which ones are the heroes instead of just a mob of gray. Even though the heroes are brown. So you would still be able to pick them out. But so for this, there you go. They're painted. So the Paladin and the Rogue. So with the Paladin first, I'll explain this. So the Paladin has these auras. Here's their little thing here. So at the start of the round, you may bless one skill until the end of your round, then you flip the card. So for 1 mana, you place a concentration token in a zone in line of sight that has no other concentration token, and then you may remove it for free. So this has the effect of 1 combat reroll. This heroes that start a move action in this zone gain +1 MP, and then heroes that start their activation in this zone may heal 1. So that's what the auras do, and then each one of them has a token here that you place. So that's what that's what they do normally, just like passively. Now when you start at level 1, so we're starting at level 1, you get all these cards here for Paladin cards. So again, it says level 1 here. This adds to what your aura does, right? So you'll add it to underneath this to show what it does. So for this, level 1, we can make one of our auras also give a free reroll, or for 1 mana, you can move an enemy in this concentrated zone by 1, or the other choice is the Paladin may take wounds instead of another hero another hero in the consecrated zone. So we're going to take boldness, which allows for 1 reroll. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, as you can see here, so we also have our health here. Actually missing 1 health, or no, I'm not. So we start with 5 health and 4 mana. So put those to the side. We have our healing potion here, and we have our other skills that we'll get as we level up. So first off, we're going to make this have a combat reroll. So then we set the other level ones to the side. We're going to put this on our red. The red's the one that lets everybody heal for 1, and now we'll also give a reroll. So that's the Paladin. Now, for the Rogue. The Rogue's a lot more... Oh, we should do these rings. Okay, so let's look at our rings again here. Now that I've explained a little bit, we'll go into this a little bit more. Hold on. Let me explain the Rogue first, and then I'll explain... then we'll look at those rings. So the Rogue, much the same. Rogue, same exact thing. We're going to get 3 skills to start with. These are these ones here for level 1. So the way the Rogue works is the Rogue has its own bag here. And every turn you're going to get 3 actions. And this bag is filled with tokens. They're randomized, just like the treasure tokens. So what you do is you'll reach in here and you'll pull out 3 to denote the 3 actions that you get per turn. Then you set them aside, and they're all going to have effects. So let's look at the effects I just drew here. This is perfect for example. So here's the effects on them. So for example, this one is move up to 2, then attack. And you can see it's red around the outside. The red denotes that it is usable during the attack. So if I were to take the attack action, I'd have to spend this token. And then, or if I take the attack action and spend this token, then the attack action gets a bonus. Same thing with this. So this is blue. This is the movement action. This gives +1 movement point. Same thing with this. So when you're moving, you get an additional move. And then movement points can be sent for a variety of things. Now there's also green tokens. Green is, let's see if I have any green ones in here. Well, green is just wild. Green can be spent with anything. I don't think these start with any green ones. So, and then as the bag depletes itself, then you rethrow all the tokens in and you reshuffle. Now, let's look at the level 1 for our Rogue here. So there's a green one. When you gain this skill, you gain these 2 tokens. You'll add them to the bag. So a +2 movement points, or this token right here, which is draw 1 token. So this just gives you another action. Draw 1 token again after this action. That's tailored swiftness. I don't know what that's a reference to. I don't get it. Next we have Shadow Form. When you gain this skill, gain 2 Shadow tokens, and then Shadow, your attack for 1 mana, you can add an extra dice. Now Shadow also has little notes for here. Also, when you spend a Shadow token, when performing an attack action with a Shadow token, you are considered to be in Shadow. So I'll explain what Shadows do and all that stuff. And then finally, the third one we could take here is Poison. So level 1, when you gain this skill, you gain 2 Poison tokens to put in your bag. Poison enemies take 2 wounds at the start of their activation. So again, and here's the little reference for when you draw the Poison. When performing an attack action with a Poison token, place it next to the defending enemy until it is killed. When killed, return the token to the bag. Enemies with a Poison token are poisoned. Enemies can only have 1 Poison token at a time. So, now that I've explained all that, we're just going to be taking the Shadow, so we'll put those 2 in our bag. This is our now level 1 skill, so we put this here. These other 2, well, those are just more reference. These other 2 go here on the side that we can choose when we level up again. So now we take our 2 Shadow tokens, which are right here. So we will now add them to the bag. So there they go, into the bag. Good job. Right, now let's go back to our rings now that I've explained what it is exactly we are doing. Let's look at these rings now. So now we have the Ring of Shadow, which is, this here is a use token. So you get, this starts with 1 use token. Attack, spend 1 use token to be in Shadow form for this attack. Again, use token, spend 1 to heal each hero in your tile by 2. And then spend 1 to gain +2 green die. So with the green die, they are here. Green die are very defensive. They can get up to 3 shields. They're quite defensive. Very defensive, I would say. The most defensive is a safe thing to say. So with use tokens, you get at the start of the game you gain, or the start of the quest you gain as much use tokens as you can. So this would give me 1. They don't replenish until the start of the next campaign, and so until the start of the next quest. So essentially this is just 1 use per quest. So what we're going to be doing is gaining the +2 defense. I think is probably the best one. The other one would be the healing, but I don't know about that. I think we're just going to get the +2 defense. Seems like a pretty good one, and we will go ahead and give it to the Paladin. So actually, it doesn't even go on the ring thing. So these 2 go away now. Okay. Now we're all set up. Took a minute. Oh, so here's to explain the characters that I'm playing. I know they're not representative by those minis, but again, I just wanted them to be painted minis. So the rogue is going to be Julian, who will spend 1 unused blue token to interact once with each token in your zone and 1 adjacent zone. That's his passive ability. Then when he's in Shadow, after combat, steal the mob leader's weapon. So that's the rogue, and then we have Solveig here for the Paladin. She gets defense. When on defense, you spend a mana to gain 1 shield. If you suffer no wound from this attack, you deal 1 wound to the attacker. While she's in Shadow, each enemy in consecrated zones takes 1 frost and 1 burn damage. So, I'll explain those when we get to them. So, now we're done. 4 mana, she's got that here. 5 health, he's got that there. 3 and 5. So we are all good. How you denote, so these are light squares, shadow, 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 shadow. So when you're standing on one of those shadow squares, you get your shadow bonus. When you're in a light square, you do not get your shadow bonus. That's it for light and shadow. Pretty easy explanation. Now, with all that said, let's talk about where it is exactly we will be going. So, we have 2 initial spawns. One is right here. There'll be an initial spawn for monsters, and then right here is another one. So let's see what they will be. I've got the level 1 and 2 because we are level 1. So these are the mobs, right? Levels 1 and 2. Right now, both of our characters are at level 1. So we're going to spawn from levels 1 and 2 mobs here. Now, this deck is just absolutely ridiculous. As I mentioned in the intro, look at this. So again, I want to explain, this is not representative of the base game. the base game is perfectly fine. I'm sure it's perfectly fine. But, I mean, I'm going to use everything I have, so why not? And so this is not representative of the base game. I'm not even playing base game. This is actually a campaign for the Kickstarter exclusive. Either way, I don't think it's going to... The representation of this game, say you're just looking to get Massive Darkness 2, right? I think you'll be just fine. You won't be able to play the campaign system without the expansion. But as far as the game goes, to one-shots, I think this game is perfectly fine as a one-shot. I'm just going to be playing it as a campaign because why not? Again, I want to at least make sure I use everything. That's why I'm using everything. So, we will spawn one here. First one, Undead. This is, after all that, this is actually from the base game. So we're going to spawn one Undead. So how spawns work is... You spawn a leader, and then we'll have 2 minions equal to the number of players. So we're playing with 2 players, so we're going to go ahead and spawn 1 leader and 2 minions. So the leader here is on the left, and the minions look like that. So their ability, I'll go over all this. They are not spawned when you're in the campaign mode. You do not spawn them with treasure tokens. However, if you're playing one shot, you would spawn them with treasure tokens. They have 4 health. That's everything. That's the minions have 4 health each. And the leader himself has 4 health each. The way you attack is you always attack a minion first, and then you attack the leader. And then they are spawned with a mob item of the same level. But since I have this deck already in my hand, we're going to go ahead and do the mob items second. So the first one here is going to be this undead, and the second one here is going to be more undead, only in the variety of... orc fatties and walkers from Zombicide Green Horde. So, again, we'll spawn 1 fatty and 2 walkers. And then we'll talk about them. So these will be in the second one. Now, lucky for you, during the magic of editing, you won't have to see me go and get all these minis. Because it's going to take me a long time to get all these minis every single time they spawn. So, like I said, Undead's going to go here. Now... Or no, these will be the actual zombies, and these will be the undead. So let's go ahead and draw 2 cards here from each of them. So, the first one is going to get the Staff of Mana. We'll add, I'll show you how we'll add to them. So with the Staff of Mana, what you do here is you do it like this, right? Now, this mob here will be considered to have magical attack with 2 yellow dice. That's the type of attacks all these mobs are going to have. Along with this ability while they're attacking. And then the next one for the other undead, they'll have the same thing. It's literally the same thing, it's just a different staff. So, now the leader of the group will be the ones carrying that item. So, I don't know, let's just put them here because... Not even really going to bother with them right away. It's kind of annoying that they're going to be there for quite a while. So let's just put them here, put them there. We're going to deal with them in a minute. It's going to be a minute. All right, so let me get them. And just like that, there's the monsters. Now, let's begin the actual turn here. So this will go back over here for now. Actually, this can just go right there. Going to need to see that when I complete quests here. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to... my bad, not this book. I need to get out the fire tokens. Well, I'll grab it when I get the fire tokens. So, now it's hero phase to start. So, each hero has 3 actions to spend on their turn. So, you get to choose between 5 different actions, which is moving, or attacking, trading, or equipping, whatever. Healing, you can just passively heal, or you can perform the special actions, which would be the ring is the special action where you spend the use. Where did I even put the ring? So the ring's over here. Those are special actions. So there's other things that you can do. But what we're going to do first is go with the Paladin. Now, what we need to do is clear out this lair. We could probably actually ignore the lair, but it would be nice to get this chest. This so much, not really worried about it. So we'll just go with the Paladin first, and probably the best bet. So the way line of sight works is you can see wherever. So these are hallways. This is hallways. The bridge here is hallway. This interrupts line of sight, the pillars here. So these will interrupt line of sight. So I'd be able to see, right now, Paladin can see all the way to here. So what we'll want to do is we'll spend one of our mana here. There we go. We're going to use our nice, the start of their activation in the zone, Heroes Heal. So we're just going to go right to there. Next. So that's the first action, because that was our special actions, which is skills, abilities, all that stuff. So we did that. We spent the one thing. I think it's actually for free, right? Oh, I forgot. We can bless this. So we can choose one of our abilities to turn blessed. So this is blessed. This also adds attack, 1 reroll plus 1 sword, which we'll obviously be using that rather. So we'll bless this first one. So there, you flip it over when it's blessed. It's actually for free, right? Place a concentration token in the zone less line of sight. No, you remove it for any time for free. So that is an action. We can just remove it for free. Now, so that's one of our 3 actions. Next, we will move, which gives 2 movement. So the way movement works is you can move to a thing. Movement points are also for opening doors. Movement points are also interacting with items, right? So this would cost a movement point. So we're going to get 2 movement because we get 3 of our actions. So 1, 2. We're not going to open the door. And then with our next movement, what we will do is we will spend 1 to open this door. So when you open the door, there's a door deck, which right here in front of me. So there's this door deck here that will do something when you draw the door. So for this instance, we'll shuffle this up. We'll see what we get from the door draw. Yeah. So this is enemy plans. Spawn 1 mob on any portal. Player's choice. Remove 1 from the chamber if possible. So we will remove 1 from the chamber. So that's this token. We will just remove this. Otherwise the monsters would have spawned in that spot. So we're just removing it. Goodbye, token. Now, spawn 1 mob on any portal. Player's choice. Now for us, because the way this setup goes is there would have been a portal here in our starting zone, but that's only for 3+ players. There would have been another portal here for 5+ players, but we're playing with only 2 players, so the only portal is here. So it's going to spawn way back there, which is unfortunate because that's where we're going, but whatever, they're weak monsters, I guess. So that's the door card. So, but at least they're weak way back there. So again, they're not level 1 to 2 because we check. We're both level 1. Level 1 to 2. Here we go. Now we've got some skeletons, of course. So skeletons. Again, we're going to draw them a 1 and 2. These things are so far away, I'm not even going to explain their ability. And they'll get themselves this thing again. So, you know what? We're just putting these way up here. We'll move them down as they get closer. So let me go get the skeletons to spawn way on this way back portal. So the power of editing. Good. Alright. So, we still have 1 extra movement point, which I guess we're just going to stay here because there's no real sense in going all the way in there now. So, that is the Paladin's turn. Next, we draw our 3 tokens for our rogue friend here, which are not super exciting. So we drew on move up to 2, then attack. Then we drew our shadow token, which kind of sucks, and we get an extra dice for attacking. None of which are going to be helpful because we have no things to fight. So these are just going to get burned as we just use movement. So let's go ahead and use movement. We're going to burn our first shadow because we're only having 2. So there we go. We moved 2. Here we go again. Didn't even draw blue tokens. So we're going to spend our next movement, but since we're not attacking, we can't benefit from this move 2 and then attack, which would have been great, but we're not attacking because we can't take the attack action, so we're just losing out on it. So we're going to move 1 there. Check the chest, which, as I said, this is a regular chest, which should only give us 1 draw. I just want to make sure that it's 1 draw and 2 draw. Yeah, I'm like 95% sure that it's only 1 draw and then 2 draws. Just checking the campaign rules really quick. Chest, regular chest, 1 token. Greater chest, 2 tokens. That was correct. So, now we draw randomly from here. We know exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a loot token, or one of these tokens. Common. There we go. And we just keep it for the end, and we can just trade it in. We don't actually get an item, which kind of sucks, but that's the way the campaign goes. In the town phase, it's basically money, right? I want to make sure that is the case. Draw the many treasure cards from the corresponding... Oh, no, we do get a card. Nice. Draw the treasure cards from the corresponding deck, then return the tokens. Good. We actually do get it. So we return the token, and we draw from the common treasure card. Not super great. Would have been better for the Paladin. Whatever. So we got pants. Probably going to give this to the Paladin, but let's go ahead and put boots. Boots. That's fine. We'll keep it. So that was our 1 to move in, 1 to check. So we can go 1, 2 again to get all the way here to the lair. We can't interact with it, but we spend our token. So now these tokens sit outside the bag. We will interact with the lair token next round. So now it is a monsters phase. Monsters, the way they work is they try to attack anybody in their zone. They're not there, so then they move. Now they do it again, and then they move. And they get 2 movement, just like... Or they get 2 activations. So, for the... They'll try to attack, then they'll move. That's their first action. Then they'll do the same thing again, they'll repeat. They'll try to attack, and then they'll move. And then that's it. So, for this, we don't really need to spend too much time reiterating. There they go. Alright. Now, we'll re-bless our thing. This flips back over at the start of the round. We're going to re-bless it. We've already placed our concentration token. I think it'd be better just to let them come to us. And I'd have to spend another mana. I don't know if I would want to spend another mana. Well, okay, so if I spent another mana, we could attack. Yeah, we'll spend... You know what I'm going to do? We'll spend another mana. We will... This was not... The red was not the best. I thought we'd at least spawn something and then it would come to us and then we'd fight and then we'd be able to heal. I thought that was what was going to happen. That didn't happen. So what we're probably going to do this time is we'll just go with the rogue first, I think. So, instead of going with the paladin. So we'll go with the rogue. We'll see what the rogue gets for their 3 draws. Here we go. Oops. So we did get a movement 1 finally, which is great. We also got 2 attack ones. So the movements, +1 movement point. So spend 1 unused blue token. Interact with 1 token from each. So we could spend it, interact with this, and then move the normal amount. I guess it's equivalent. The ability we have here is equivalent because this would just give us +1. So with the lair tokens, so when the the lairs here, you don't gain anything when you discard these. You just destroy them, which is fine because we need to destroy. So we do destroy this. We don't gain any XP, but it's gone now at least. All right. So next, so that's our 1 point of movement because we're spending our movement. So that's our free 1 from our token. Then we'll move the next 2. 1, 2. We'll spend another movement, which we'll have to go over. 1, 2. We're going to have to go over this thing here, which kind of sucks. We got to go over the pit trap. So for the pit traps, when you walk on them, all you do is flip them over and then the thing happens. So we receive 2 wounds, which really sucks. So we'll just go ahead and receive those 2 wounds. Not great, but that's what can you do. So receiving 2 wounds. That gets rid of this token. Yep. And now we could have an extra yellow die when we attack. So we're probably going to... I guess, yeah, it's best to probably attack. So we'll just go ahead, we'll move here, we'll spend our 1 token with our yellow, and hopefully we don't die, but we can always heal 3 if we need to. So, I probably should have I should have gone with the Paladin first, but that's okay. We'll let the Rogue go. I didn't really want the Paladin to walk over the pit trap. That was the main thing, because I want the Paladin to want to take all these hits from these guys. But, so the Rogue will go. Hopefully the Rogue doesn't die a whole bunch. So, let's talk about how this works. So, we're in a shadow. So, now we collectively build a dice pool. So, first you check, we're in shadow. So, we get the shadow dice. Now, while we're in shadow, we get our nice, neat little Rogue shadow ability. We are in shadow. After combat, steal the mob's leader's weapon. So, we will be doing that. So, that's shadow. That's the first thing we check for. Now we build our own dice pool. So what we're doing is we go here. We're going to have attack. We can spend 1 mana to the defender to get -1. We will be doing that. But the main thing we will be doing, so we'll spend the 1 mana. Here we go. Spent it. Now we're going to gain, or we're going to give them -1 shield. But we're looking at it this way. We're going to gain 1 yellow dice for our dice pool. There we go. Now, oops, this goes here. In addition to all of that, we are then looking at the monster here. So we have the undead. Let's go ahead. Bloop. So for the undead, they have 4 hit points apiece. They're going to have 3, or is it, yeah, it's 3 of these dice, because you get 1 dice for every... what is it? Why can't I think of the name? It's 2 dice. Minions. That's what I meant. I couldn't think of the name. So leader, so you get 2 dice for the minions, because there's 2 minions here, plus the 1 leader. So, so that's the black dice. Then we look for the blue dice. In this case, because they're defending, they don't have any blue dice bonuses. So that is the dice pool to which we are working with for the monster on the defense. I'll explain. The monster on the offense works exactly the opposite way. So they're gaining -1 shield, which I guess we didn't even really have to do. I shouldn't have spent that mana, actually, because they're not going to gain any shields. So we're not going to spend that mana. So these 2 are what we're going with. We're going to go ahead and attack. So, oh, actually, I think we get to add, yeah, so here we go. We're going to see what we get, which is not great. So it's going to be 2, so we'll resolve these. Okay, so we get the shadow ability for this, which is going to happen. So this is great. That's our shadow ability. Again, we're going to steal the mob's weapon. We've now rolled the shadow, so we'll steal the mob's weapon at the end of combat, which is great. So that's resolved. We're going to get 2 damage through, and then 2 claws are going to activate. So for the claws, this is while they're on while they're attacking. So this doesn't even have effect while they're defending. When they're attacking, for each claw, they get +1 yellow dice, and this mob takes 2 wounds. So, that is good. So these don't even have an effect on those undead when they're not attacking. Sucks when they're attacking, because they're going to get a bunch of extra, like, dice. So we're going to deal 2 wounds, and as I said, the wounds go to the minions first. So this minion here has 2 wounds, and now we're going to steal his weapon here. Yoink. So now we have stolen his Staff of Mana, which is an improvement for us. So we'll go ahead and instantly equip that. So that is the end of the Rogue's turn. So now we get the Paladin. So the Paladin will spend his 1 mana, or her 1 mana. She's going to put the combat reroll here on this zone. Actually, we should put the healing one on that zone. we'll just move the healing one to this zone. And again, we have now blessed that. So we're going to, when you attack, you get 1 reroll plus 1 sword. Now we will move in. It's 1-2 for our movement. Now we attack with the Paladin. So let's assemble the dice pool in the same exact way. We will look at the Paladin here, who took the short bow. So they get their 1 yellow is what they'll be using. They are in shadow, so we get the shadow dice. They get the 1 yellow. So that's those 2 dice. There's still 2 minions, so we got these 2. Doesn't really have any effect because it's only when they're attacking. And in shadow, well, we'll see if we roll the shadow thing. So let's go ahead, roll the dice pool now. So no effect. We also got no effect. We check to see, or no, the claws are automatic 1 wound. So we took 1 wound when we attacked. So we take 1 wound. Just remove that. We still have 4 left. They take 1 damage. Well, we can reroll this. We'll spend our reroll to reroll this. So that's 2 damage, and we get a free sword because of our red thing. Let's see, so we get 1 reroll, which we rerolled. Now we get our +1 sword for free. So we will go ahead and do that. So we took our 1 damage. That resolved the 2 black dice. We're going to deal 3 damage. 1 from the shadow dice, 1 from the yellow dice, and 1 that we got for free. So dealing 3 damage to the undead. 1 of them already had 2. So doing 2 more to this one would kill 1 of the minions. And then adding another, adding another wound to this minion here, the smaller minion. So now that was our 1 attack. We get another attack again because we get 3 activations per round. Again, building our dice pool. It is shadow. It is yellow. We get a free attack, and there's only 1 black now. So here we go. That's a really good shadow effect. So again, the claws don't do anything because that's only when the undead are attacking. So we do 3 damage, which, I mean, we can re-roll this, which we will, to see if we get like MP or something. We get nothing, but we still do 4 damage, actually, because of the +1 free sword from our Bless. So it's going to be 4 damage, 3 of which goes to this other minion, which kills the minion, and 1 stays behind for the mob boss. That is the end of the round. Let's go to the minion round, which goes here, goes here. Now, these minions attack, so let's build, or this mob boss attacks. Let's build the mob boss attack. So, the black die, monsters don't benefit from shadow, so we don't add the shadow dice. Now, let's have them attack the paladin. So, what this will be is they have no weapon, so they're just always going to roll just the 1 yellow. And then, when they're on attack, for each of these black ones, but they're not rolling any black because if there's a mob in combat, you get 1 enemy die for each minion. There are no minions. And then, now for the opposing, for our defense, we get 1 for free, blue die, and the paladin's ability is spending 1 mana, we get 1 shield. If you suffer no wounds from this attack, you deal 1 wound to the attacker. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to spend, actually we don't need to worry about that. So, like I said, we just take our 1 blue. So now it's just 1 blue versus 1 yellow. We blocked it. So we got 1 shield, they got 1 sword. Nothing. We're safe. All good. Ends the round. Let's go back to the start of the round. We're going to, again, I forgot to assign experience. So the way experience works is you get 1 experience for killing a monster. So the paladin got herself 2 experience, but again, you need 10 experience. We'll talk about that, but so she gained 2. Now it will be the paladin's turn again. So she's going to go ahead and bless this, And then heroes that start their activation in the red consecrated zone may heal 1. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and heal 1 with the Paladin because she has a 5 max. Heal 1 with the Rogue because he has 5 max. There we go. Then we will attack with the Rogue. So the Rogue will get his 1 shadow die, which is great. His... actually, he's going to use Staff of Mana now. So this is two-handed. This will just go into his thing. So Staff of Mana, since he stole this, we're going to go ahead and use this. Again, Staff of Mana now is a magical attack for 2 yellow dice. So he's going to go ahead and use his magical damage, or use his magical staff. So we're building dice pool. Again, that's 2 purple, 2 yellow, no black dice from the undead, no blue dice from the undead. So we just go ahead and when we roll. That's really good. We can, I mean, that's 4. That's enough to kill the thing. So I don't even really, well, we'll re-roll and see if we get mana. So we get 1 re-roll. We'll do it. We did not get mana, but now we're doing 5 damage because of the Blessed Zone, which is quite a bit of damage. So that's going to kill the undead leader again. So now you get 1 experience for killing any minion. You get 1 experience. Whenever you remove a minion, or whenever you remove a minion from the board, you get 1 experience. Next, whenever a mob leader is killed, everybody gets 2 experience. So that's up to 3 and 4 now. Now, next for how this would work is normally... So then you would get the treasure here that's up here, but in the campaign you don't do that. But if you were playing by normal rules, you'd get the 1 treasure. So now the card is discarded. And so that was 1 attack. So we still have 2 actions left for the Rogue, which will likely be going into this room and clearing this stuff out. So 1... and then 2 to open up this door. Oh, you know what? I forgot to draw our 3 things. Because I just... So, whoops. So let's go ahead and draw our 3 things. We spent 1. Alright, so we drew +1 movement. So first we attacked. So we could have gotten 2 rerolls. Just go ahead and say we spent that. So, we'll keep our shadow token and our 1 movement token. Now we're spending our 1 movement token, so we still have our shadow token. So that was 1 movement, 2 to open up the door. Let's draw a door card. So what's a door card? Bear Trap Room. Add 1 Bear Trap token to the zone straddling the door inside the chamber, if possible. Okay, so that's right here. Great. So, let's go ahead and add the Bear Trap token. So let me see where the Bear Trap token is. I did not have it out. Okay, so we got our 3 Bear Trap tokens here. We're going to randomize them because if we don't randomize them, I won't... I mean, just because I need something on the back. There's some written on the back of them, right? The benefit of... Alright, so this one, whatever it is. There it goes. Whatever that bear trap is, that's what we get. Okay. So, that was 1, 2 to open the door. We get 3 to move in. So, might as well just go in, move here, trigger the bear trap. So, we lose 1 action. It's going to end our turn. Sucks, but what can you do? So, it's going to lose our action. Can't interact with any of this stuff. That discards our shadow token because we're just going to go straight up and lose that action. So, that sucks. Next is the Paladin now. So the Paladin will... Well, we don't have line of... Well, I can do this one at the start of the round. You may bless 1 skill, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to go 1, 2 to go here. That's 1 of our actions. We're going to spend... I don't know if I really want to spend mana. Well, we'll move again. So moving 1, we'll get this treasure token, which these treasure tokens, not the chest, these are the ones I was talking about. These are the ones you spend in the town phase after this, just basically as currency. So we'll go ahead and do that. Pick those up. So that was one of our two. Move here for the... Oh, wait. We have to spawn a monster here. I just saw this token. So this monster is now being spawned because of the door. So, yeah, the next one is Fallen Angels. Great. These are pretty... This sucks. Right here sucks. Okay, so Fallen Angels. And with another level 1 mob card. Okay. Okay, great. Just not super great. So let me spawn Fallen Angels with 2 minions. Alright, so Fallen Angels. Not super great. So what we will do, now that I know they're there, no, I still don't think I want to, well yeah, I think I'm going to spend the, so we're going to spend the 1 mana. We are going to move this here now. So then we have this token here, which I think is just letting us heal all wounds. Let me just look here for what exactly that token is. No wait, I think it's, I don't know what's on, it's another one of these tokens where you flip this over and you find out what it does. I think it's a healing thing, so I'm not going to go there. I think all we're going to do is just pass the rest of our round. Because these Fallen Angels are pretty defensive. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill them right away. So, unfortunately. So, passing. So, again, 1, 2. 1, 2. So, now these things try to attack their zone. They can't. So, they move forward. Again, try to attack their zone. They can't. So, now they're in the same zone as we are. Not super great. But... okay, so we're going to go ahead and, again, decide to bless this. We will start with the rogue. We're in light, so not super great. Now, I have 2 tokens left, so I draw my 2 remaining tokens, which are combat, double reroll, and 1 movement, which is fine. And then all these go back because I need to draw a 3rd. So now we refresh all of our tokens. Put them back in our bag. Go here. And we draw this one out, which is another 2 reroll, which is good. I would have rather have had the shadow dice, or the shadow thing, because I'm not in shadow. So I can't steal this thing's weapon, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and start with our double reroll token. We'll spend that, and we'll take the attack action. So, with that, we will attack with the Staff of Mana. So Staff of Mana, 2 yellow. We don't get the shadow dice because we're not in shadow. We're in light. Now there are 2 minions, so we had the 2 black die. Now on top of this time these things actually have blue dice, so they're gonna have 2 blue defense dice. Now lucky for us, our ability. Oh no, that's the Paladin's ability when we can spend mana to ignore defense. So let's just hope we can get past these defenses. So here we go. Not great. We got 1 damage, 2 damage. Well, we're going to get to re-roll a bunch of stuff. So they're not attacking. They're on defense. So they get no bonus from these hands, but they're going to do 1 damage to us. Just go ahead and resolve that now. So 1 damage. We're down. So let's get rid of these. We've resolved these now. Now, they ruled no blue. Should I re-roll both of these? Well, I get 1 free sword. So we're going to kill one of the minions. But I get double reroll. Actually, I get 3 rerolls. So I get 3 rerolls from this. That's 1 from our friendly neighborhood paladin. And then double reroll from spending our token, which is actually this token. But I drew it twice. So, double reroll. Let's go. I guess we're just going to spend 2 to reroll this and hope for some mana. We got some. I guess that's good enough, right? It would be risky to spend the 3rd reroll. I guess what the hell, right? Is there a fail side? Oh, there is a fail side. So there's a 1 in 6 chance that I fail, so it's not worth it. I'm not going to reroll it because it would suck to fail. All right, so we'll go ahead, gain the 1 mana, 2 swords, plus the 1 sword from the Paladin's thing. That is 3. That's going to kill one of the Fallen Angels. and it's going to leave the other minion with 1 damage. As you can see, they only have 2 health. So that's going to give the rogue 1 more experience. Puts him up to 4. Next action, so we attack again. Next action. Let's take the attack action. Again, we got the double reroll token. We'll go ahead and spend that. We've got our double reroll. Not in shadow. We've got our 2 yellow attack. They only get 1 black this time, and 2 blue. And we will have 3 rerolls again. So they get 1. So this is going to resolve to nothing. This is going to resolve to nothing. Let's go ahead and I guess we'll re-roll their blue. We'll go ahead and re-roll the blue again. We'll go ahead and re-roll the blue again. Okay, so that was all of our 3 wasted re-rolls. So this and this just negate each other. And we're going to do just 2 damage. So 2 damage and we're going to gain another mana. We're already at 3 max mana. Whatever. So that's what I say, 2 damage. It's going to kill this and put the leader at 1. So that's another 1 XP for our rogue here. Alright, 3rd activation. We'll get a movement point. Doesn't help us because we're just going to be attacking. Again, here we go. No blacks this time. And 1... I mean, we'll just take that. There's no need to re-roll. We get the 1 extra re-roll from the Paladin thing, but it doesn't matter. We'll just take that, the 1 mana. It doesn't matter. So, there we go. That kills the leader. So, the rogue will gain 3, putting it up to 8, and the Paladin will gain 2, putting them at 6 from that. Alright, now the Paladin's turn. It's just fully healed anyway. Oh, the rogue got to heal 1 for starting in this zone from the red. So back up to 4. Spending movement, 1, 2. Let's just see what this is. Yeah, I knew it was something with healing. So it's just a full heal. We don't need it. So that's 1, 2. Again, 1. Spend the second one to interact with this. It's just another lair token, which we don't need. This we defeated both lairs now, but we didn't. And then 1, 2 to go back. And pass, I guess. I really need MP. I wonder if fully heal... Let me just check to see if that doesn't mean my MP, because I really need some more MP. What does it say when you fully heal? I just want to look. If I get MP back, that'd be, or mana back, that'd be great. I should probably trade the staff anyway. That's what I'll do, too. I should definitely trade the staff. You know what? It doesn't matter. I'll look it up later, see if I was supposed to fully heal my MP as well. So, to start the next turn, we'll just trade. Oh, I forgot to be doing the darkness track. How many turns was this? 1, 2... So this is turn... We'll just say this is turn 4, right? I totally forgot to do the darkness track. Okay, so we put 1 token in here. So we're on turn 4, right? So the mobs spawn... These guys spawned here. 1... That's 1... 2, yeah, 3. So we're on turn 4. This is the start of turn 4. So we need to spawn a roaming monster. Okay, that's a big guy right there. So Lord Tusk is going to spawn. He spawns here in this portal, the roaming monster portal, and then he would have moved last turn. So he's right here now. So the roaming monster's a big guy. Let's get rid of these fallen angels. So roaming monster. This can get discarded. I forgot to take the loot from this, so the who killed the Paladin killed it, right? Oh no, the rogue killed it. So the rogue's gonna gain this, which is Stone Knuckles. So I don't even know. We're not even gonna really do that because, or we'll probably use it with the. Yeah, we'll probably use these Stone Knuckles once we trade the Staff of Mana. So this will be the new thing the rogue's using, which just ignores one of the swipes from the black dice. So, with that said, let me get Lord Tusk here. Alright, and there's Lord Tusk. So, I gotta remember about the darkness track. There's a lot of stuff to remember in this. Alright, so, Now with the Wandering Monsters, I'm pretty sure they still get their one thing here. So he's going to have 10 health per hero here. Now, Lord Tusk, we'll explain all this. He's got quite a thing here. I think I need to draw him with 1 up. Let me just double check for the campaign notes. So, when the Wandering Monster spawns, I think you just ignore the... All mobs reward 0 treasure tokens, and all roaming monsters reward 1 treasure token. This rule applies to all mobs and roaming monsters regardless of enemy level and any reward icon that might appear on their card. Awesome. Okay, so they do still get 1 reward treasure token, which I'll draw from the bag. Regardless of what's shown, they're not going to get that blue one. And so they will get the 1. And let me just make sure. I think they draw with 1 tier up for the Wandering Monster. Okay, so, yeah, we just gotta get the 1 for him here. He gets his 1 random one, which we know is gonna be common. It kind of sucks because my rare one's all the way locked here on turn 8. So, next we have our turn, which would be to get this token, which we would greatly need these items. So, let's, draw with the rogue, I guess, and see if we can get over there. Oh, we're going to first draw 3, and then we're going to trade with the rogue as one of our actions. So, let's see. We drew 3. We drew 2 shadows, which would have been helpful last time. Could have stolen the weapon, but doesn't matter. We got it anyway. And then +1 die when we attack. All right. So, here we go. Starting with trade. So, Staff of Mana. That way we can get some mana onto the Paladin. As you can see here, whenever you attack, you get +1 mana. So, Staff of Mana, we're going to give this to the Paladin, replace the short bow. So, Staff of Mana. Now, we'll re-bless that again in a second here, but... So, and then we will equip the Stone Knuckles. And that was one of our actions. I think, does that actually cost movement? No, I'm pretty sure it's an action. Yeah, it's an action. So, that's an individual action, so we'll just spend this, again, don't actually get to use it, but 1, 2 to go here. That's spending another action. So, spend our last action, 1 to do this, and then we'll have 1 movement point left, but we'll draw another door card. Here. Okay, empty room. Remove all things from this chamber, if any. There are not. So, 2 to go here. Won't be able to get to that, but that's fine. The Paladin should be able to get to it. So, Paladin, we're not going to spend our mana to move this yet. So, it's going to go 1, 2. It's one of our activations. 1, 2, another activation. Spend 1 to interact with this. We get ourselves 2 of those loot tokens. So, again... No, they get 2 draws. I keep forgetting. Yeah, it's going to be 2 draws. So let's go ahead and draw these. We know it's supposed to be 2 commons. So yeah, 2 common, because that's all that's in the bag. So we get 2 common. Here and here. Which are the quiver. So ranged attack, +1 die. And then defense, get 1 mana. Okay, so we're going to use the monk's robes. Better than our original starting thing. And ranged attack, we don't have ranged attacks now. So, we have magic attacks, but those are different. But we'll at least use the quiver. It doesn't really matter. So that was 1, 2 to get back to here. It's the end of our turn. Now we will go here. We remember the darkness phase this time. So, here we go. Triggering turn 5. It's now the darkness phase. Going to spawn another monster here from zone level 1 and 2, which are demons. So, again... Not going to spend time explaining them. They're super far away. So demons, they get their mob card over here. Put this under them. And let me spawn some demons. There we go. Demons. All right. Now it is back to our... So we actually have some zombies here that actually have now made it. So, let's go out... should we start with... Yeah, we're going to start with the Paladin this time. So, starting with the Paladin, We'll go 1 here for our move action. Now we'll spend our final mana to put the red consecrated zone here. And then move here. And now that was 1 action, so now we will attack with our 2nd action. We finally made it to these things that spawned super long time ago, the orcs. Orcs, fatties, and walkers. So they're going to get... Well, now these... So this one triggers now when they're on defense. All the other ones up to this point have been on attack. So defense, when 2 claws are a thing, it gets another defensive dice. So this one actually has defensive abilities. So we'll put them there. There's the orc fatties. So let's go with this. Now we're going to attack. We are in shadow, so we get ourselves a shadow. We are attacking with the staff of mana. We're going to gain ourselves 1 mana. We're going to do 2 yellow dice. Now the fatties have 1 blue dice, and they will have 2 black dice because there's 2 minions. So here we go. Now we get... Because we're in our red consecrated zone, we're going to get 1 reroll and 1 free attack. Or 1 free damage. 1 free sword. So, they drew 1 claw. And as you see, according to this, they need 2 claws to get the extra thing. So they did not get this. So that resolves all of these, because this was just a blue nothing. So all these are just now resolved. And we are left with pretty good. We don't even need to... We're not even going to re-roll this. We're just going to take the 4 damage and gain the 2 mana. Because we definitely need more mana. So, we're going to take all this as is without even re-rolling anything. So, it's going to be 4 damage, which is 1 more extra damage than they have toughness, or they have HP. So, I'm going to take... They'll be left with 1 damage. Kill 1 of the minions, and the other minion has 1 damage left on it. That's our action. Now let's go next again. So attacking with the mana, staff mana again. We get our shadow zone. It's going to get 1 black die this time, 1 more blue die. We gain mana again. So now we're up to 4 mana. And let's go. That's a lot of damage. That's going to be 5 damage this time. That's a lot of damage. So 5 damage, 3 is max health here. So it goes 2 here, 3 here. It's going to kill everything in the zone for the Paladin. Good job. That's everything killed in the zone. Good job, Paladin. Now let's go out, dole out some EXP. So the Paladin killed 3 things. We'll get 3 for that, going up to 9. Then gaining 1 more, or no, 2 more for killing a leader. So that puts her at 11. So she's now at 11. Fatties and these are dead. We gain our Staff of Darkness, which we looked at a very long time ago, but this is great. Had I known, I wouldn't have just traded, but you know. So we'll go ahead, we'll equip this. Put our Staff of Darkness up here. We're now wearing that, which is better. It gives attack. Spend 1 mana. Oh no, we need the mana regen. Mana regen's a lot nicer. Okay, next. Let's give 2. So the 2 puts the rogue at 10 as well. So we are at 10. All right. The rogue will go. We will draw our 3 tokens to mark our actions. These 3, what do we draw? An attack action. +1 movement, that's good. And then move up to 2, then attack. That's a really good one. We've never used that yet because we keep drawing it on bad timing. Now's a good timing. So we're going to spend this one first. The +1 move point. Spend that. We're going to get 1, 2, +1 to get to here is 3 move points. Now we're going to go ahead and spend our move up to 2 and then attack, which should be great. So we're going to move up to 2, well, we're going to move up to 1, and now we're going to attack. So, these are the skeletons, which we have seen a long time ago. So, skeletons. Only 2. They have a defensive thing and a defensive ability. And then it's add 1 skeleton minion to this mob, if possible, unless the attacking hero discards 1 mana. Oh, skeletons are not super great. So, let's hope we don't roll twice. So, we are not in shadow. So we're going to get our... Oh no, we're down to... So we get 1 yellow. It gets 2 black. And... Whew. This might not have been the best attacking thing. Because I'm not even inside the... Alright, so... Here we go. Not super great. That's going to be 2 automatic wounds. And it needs... Okay. Not great. So it's going to be 2 automatic wounds. It's going to bring down to 2. Whew. Might not have been a good idea to go into this. We do 1 damage to it. We don't even get a free damage. Don't even get the free damage. Alright, so we'll spend our, again here, we'll get the +1 yellow and hope that we can do better this time. So we get 2, still going to get 2 black. Oh, it actually got, my bad, it gets 1, so if it blocks, we don't do any damage. Yeah, we don't do any damage last time, because it blocked it. It got 1 blue, I didn't even see that. I just totally messed that up. Okay, so we didn't even do any damage to it. My bad. So we do damage this time. Here we go. Better. So no blacks. 1 blue. Not great. So it's going to block 1. Actually, we ignore 1 swipe with this. So we only took 1 damage last time because there was 2 swipes and a fist. Okay, so we do 1 damage this time. Okay, that was not great. And that puts us in a lot of pain. Well, Rogue's got quite a bit of defense, but that puts us in a lot of pain. Alright, so now it's the monster's turn. Not super great. So Mr. Lord Tusk is going to go to here. Demons are going to go to here. And we're going to get attacked by quite a number of skeletons. Okay, so skeletons are going to get 2 black dice along with 1 yellow from their weapon here. So here's what the skeletons get when they attack. So skeletons currently have this. So it gives them 1 yellow when they attack. Then they're going to add 2 black dice to this. Now, on top of all of that, they will also get, or the rogue will get now 1 blue dice, but I can spend a mana to gain a shield, which I will do. So I'm spending a mana to just gain an extra shield here on defense. Or, well, I guess we'll see if we have to. I'm just assuming we're going to have to. So here we go. Yeah, we're going to have to. So that's going to do 1 damage automatically. Okay? Actually, we can just take the 1 damage. We'll not spend the mana. Alright, now it's going to attack us again. Not great, but we block. This is a defense only, otherwise that would have spawned another minion. But it's defense only. So, not great, but didn't go as bad as I thought it would. Now, before we go to the darkness phase, we do the level up phase. That's step 4. We can finally level up. So, you can see here, on the level ups here, it has, level up to level 2, you have to spend 10 XP. Now, whenever you hit it, you have to level. There's no not leveling in this game. So, let's go ahead. We'll spend our 10 to level with both characters. And we go to level 2. So, when you reach level 2, what happens is you instantly gain, for both of us, we're instantly going to gain +1 max HP. So, we're going to gain the 1 XP. So, with that, then we get to look at the level 2, or we can take another level 1. So we get to choose between all of these. The level 1s now for the Paladin, or as well as the level 2s. So there are 2 more level 2s we can look at. So here we go. We already looked at level 1s when we first did this. Level 2. This consecration also affects one other adjacent zone. Place the concentration token between the 2 tokens. It occupies both. It's pretty neat. Would be nice to have that. Then the other level 2 here is Divine Protection. Heroes may target this zone, if possible, to attack an enemy in another consecrated zone. That's pretty great. I think what we're going to do is take the Echoing Hollow. It's pretty good. We're going to take this Echoing Hollow here. So, Echoing Hollow, we're going to put this on our... what happens when we... Oh, we can... So, heroes moving from the affected zones ignore reaction damage. That's pretty good. But what we're going to continue to do is put this on our red again. So, let me just confirm that you don't need to level them all up. Like, it's not like Monopoly. I don't think you need to do that. So, let's see. Yeah, Paladin may have more than one allocated to the same thing. So we're going to get Echoing Hollow on our red here. So, this now affects multiple squares. And we will, again, choose to bold the red. So now the Paladin will start. We'll go 1. Now we'll spend our mana to move this to here. So it affects both zones. And then move in. Actually, it should probably... No, this is fine. We'll put it here so it affects both zones there. And now we'll move in. So now the Paladin will go and attack. So the Paladin gets 2 yellow. Going to gain 1 mana during their attack. Going to gain 2 yellow. Skeletons have 1 blue. We are not in shadow. And the skeletons still have 2 minions, so they're going to get 2 black dice. Alright, so all this is going to pretty much do nothing, except for, yeah, even the skull does, or the hand does nothing. So all this is nothing. It takes 2 hands. So that's going to be 1. Oh, wait, I can re-roll. So let me re-roll my own attack. Okay, so that's 2 attacks. The Consecration Stone's making it 3. We get another mana. Doesn't matter. So it's 3 damage. It's going to do 1 here to kill 1 skeleton, 2 to kill another skeleton. And that will give the Paladin, move the Paladin up to 3 XP. Next we will attack again. So this time it's only going to be 1 blue. We get 2 yellow still. And we're still not in shadow. So that's fine. Here we go. So it's going to block 1. We're going to do 3 damage, and it only has 2 health. So even with the blocking 1, doesn't make a difference. It only has 2 health. Because our concentrations, or our consecration zone, again, adds us 1 reroll plus 1 attack. Plus 1 free attack. Alright. That kills the skeletons. It's going to give 1 and then 2. So we were at 3, we go up to 6 now with the Paladin. Go to 2 with the Rogue. And the Paladin will go ahead and gain the new weapon, which is Primal Club. If you look at, or if you took at least 1 wound during this attack, deal 1 wound to the defender. I don't know if that's really better than what we have right now, because I need the mana to keep putting down our zones here. Now, we're going to have to deal with Lord Tusk. That's the end of the Paladin's turn. Let's draw, or let's level up now. So the Rogue's going to gain his level 2 abilities, and we could still put our level 1s if we wanted to. So here's the level 1s. We already looked at the level 1s. Let's look at level 2. Toolkit 1. start of your turn, you may add a random face-up spike token to a zone in range 0 to 2, if possible. Trap only affects enemies. Trap for 2 damage. And then on your action, you may move yourself to a trap up to 1 zone away and remove it without suffering its effect. Okay? Or we have Rehearsed Tricks. At the start of your turn, you may rotate this card to exhaust it. Place back the tokens you drew and draw 3 new tokens. Refresh this card. Okay, we're reshuffling the bag. Okay, so we're going to definitely take that. Maybe we should take the poison. No, I think we're taking the refresh one. Because we want to try to get our shadow tokens out as much as possible. So, we can always go back and pick different ones. So, let's go ahead now. At the start of the turn, we draw out 2. We can't draw any more, so we put all of our tokens back in the bag. So the 2 we drew were 1 movement, 1 yellow. And a 2 reroll token. I think that's fine. I think we want to deal with Lord Tusk here. I don't think we want to really mess around with anything else. So, that's also moving. Started turn 6, my bad. So this goes in here. Now, okay, so that started turn 6. Yeah, I think we're going to need to deal with Lord Tusk before we deal with anything else. But let's go ahead and... Man, this is such a long mission. All right. So, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm just going to stop it here, and then we're going to deal with Lord Tusk. Because this is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So, we'll stop here, and then I'll see you in the next episode, the second half of this. So, thank you so much. I'll see you in the second half.